Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So welcome to the weekend. I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts on the 4 hour, and they're not particularly looking that great this morning. You can see yesterday we were trying to get up to this resistance level, to well, obviously if we got up there to attempt to take it out, but didn't even make it up there. Obviously the selling was coming in. There's obviously people predicting lower prices here, and you can't necessarily blame them, but based on the chart, you can see also our trend line getting pretty nicely rejected at that at the underside of that larger time frame channel that we're in. So yeah, we're back below this level. Back below the 50k level, quite convincingly below in a relative area of basically of no support. Our next real support level being basically around 46,000. So not the picture of health here. Obviously it's a weekend, so could we expect a big move downwards a bit, or upwards, or any direction of the weekend? We could, but usually would expect that to be faded. But yeah, not looking the picture of health here. All I will say for as I look at this, I mean, I do wait, let me word this right. I do think there is a good likelihood of further downside, potentially into around the $40,000 level, but I don't particularly think we are going to do it from this level. I mean, you could look at this price action here, the move down, the sideways consolidation, the move down again. You could look at this as the move down, the sideways consolidation, and we do move down. I mean, it could happen. We've clearly seen it happen here. But I'm kind of suspecting from this level, from this, because obviously taking out this horizontal is pretty important. So I'm thinking that we will get a sort of a bull trap bounce, that will take us above this 53,000. Make people think that we're gonna we're back in this channel, looking like we are gonna move back up to basically move bullish. As I said, if we get back in here, then realistically we could target the top. I think the market could bull trap us into that, get above here, maybe then get as high as the 55,000, and then put in a lower high around this level, and then look to roll over, take this level out again, and then test some more downside. But I don't think that's going to happen like within like the next day. I think that could be the game plan for next week. It could be we could even test into this into a 46 handle over this weekend, get back up, and then take out the 53 level, play in this range a little bit, maybe even get higher than 55. Maybe we do sucker some more bulls in, but I think that would be a prime level, a prime target for a bull trap. Clearly, if we get up to the 58.5 and above there, then I mean that'll all be negated, and then we will definitely be targeting the top of the channel and all-time highs. But I do think that is relatively unlikely. I think we are going to have to come down to test some lower levels. And yeah, as bearish as that sounds. But yeah, I mean there is the fundamental aspect of a lot of crypto, just generally crypto participants, that they have probably made a lot of money over the past few months, the past nearly a full year of bull market, whilst they've been in lockdown, and things are starting to open up. People are starting to be able to go to do things. I mean, people just are in a lot of profit anyway. I think there is always the element of the more frothy or hot money that came in, to then exit, take those profits, and then go spend them elsewhere, go spend them in the real world, go spend them on nights out and new home improvements and new cars and all that sort of cool stuff. So I do think there is that potential drag that could just give us sideways to down for a prolonged period. And yeah, that could see us down. Yeah, I mean, it's not even far, is it? $8,000 move. I mean, from here to here from this high, which isn't even this high, obviously. That's more than a $10,000 move. So $8,000 isn't really much. So yeah, I do think we could be trending down. I mean, we clearly also do have a high, a lower high. Sorry, a high, a low, a lower high, and well, we did look on a closing basis, not a lower low, but I mean, we could be coming to print in a lower low even this weekend, and then we'll look for a lower high, which I think a prime candidate would be around 55,000. So. To be honest, we need to kind of hope we get that, because if you guys have got a lot of risk on, I mean, that would be a good place to take risk off, and then sit and wait it out for a few weeks, and then reaccumulate in the low 40,000s. Yeah, I mean, reaccumulate whatever crypto asset you want to reaccumulate whilst Bitcoin has dragged the prices down with its move down to here. So yeah, we shall see. It will be pretty easy for us to just to negate this potential downward scenario, because that'll obviously be we get above 53, we get and hold above 55, and then yeah, I mean, then we get and hold above 58 and a half. I mean, we will just be watching the levels, how we interact with them. Do we get rejected? Do we then come back down and break the next level? Is that we have plenty of time to monitor this in real time. These are 4-hour candles. Don't forget, each candle takes 4 hours to print. So yeah, obviously. We can monitor this in real time. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not looking the picture of hell. But do I think we just come straight down here? I don't think that we do. We obviously could. Don't get me wrong. But I don't. I think we at least. I would guess we get back into this channel, and then if we are going to come lower, I think we have a bull trap first. That'll be my guess. Over to our Ethereum Bitcoin parent, inching ever closer to that target. How many percent are we now? I believe we were about 25 before, and then I think we were about 15, then we were about 11, and we are currently 8%, about 8% away. 8% for this macro target for this pairing. Obviously, I thought it was going to coincide with $5,000 Bitcoin. $5,000 Ethereum. But obviously, this is a relative trade relative to Bitcoin, and obviously Bitcoin is now lower, so it's going to be a push. But you never know. We could get that rally. Well, basically, if we get that rally up in Bitcoin to about 55,000, yeah, definitely 55,000. If we get up to 55,000 in Bitcoin, and then this does get up to this target, yeah, and then pop above maybe. I mean, we will be looking at a good $5,000 Ethereum, at which point, yeah, I mean, like I said, even just based on the Bitcoin level, it would be a nice level to take risk off. I mean, just myself looking at this big, massive run-up and potential targets in Bitcoin and things to do, I mean, it does look like such a good, obvious level. So, yeah, Bitcoin up to about 55,000, even just over 53,000, acceleration into this target. Ethereum around $5,000. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a lot of like longer term market participants that have been holding risk for a lot of this. To then think right now is not a level to basically take profits and sit back and assess. So just on that basis alone, I think it potentially could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But first and foremost, let's get this back up. Get some more of those sweet fiat gains and those sweet Satoshi gains as well. And then look to make a move. So yeah, we look at the USD pairing, because clearly we are talking about the $5,000 target, which is clearly a fiat target, $5,000. But yeah, I mean, we did speculate on a potential diamond formation forming here, looking more obvious here. So I mean, we're not far away from the completion of that if we were going to do that. So up or down, pick a direction. All I say is Bitcoin is relatively near its lows. So are we going to have that move up? Is that going to break us up? And then do we get to 5,000? Potentially. That is the Goldilocks preferred scenario. The Goldilocks scenario is we get up there, I take a lot of risk off, we then come all the way back down over the next few weeks to 40,000, I then put all the risk back on, and then we go to all-time highs. Winner, chicken dinner. Anyway, DXY, how is that doing? Yeah, as we were kind of expecting, yeah, this is looking weak. Remember, it's ABD, anything but dollar. Because of the MMT people out there, and if you guys are a bit confused as to whether MMT is good or not, MMT they will try and tell you what it stands for. Modern monetary theory. For a start, it's not even modern. They had it in Zimbabwe, they had it in the Weimar Republic, they have it in Venezuela, they have it in what's the other one? Argentina. There's nothing modern about this monetary theory. So the best way to understand MMT is to think of it as what it actually is, which is magic money tree. So that is what it stands for. MMT stands for magic money tree. And do magic money trees exist? No, they do not. So there you go. Magic money trees are basically a joke. The idiots basically in charge just think they can just get away with it. I mean, these guys are just full on market manipulators on a global scale of all markets, asset prices, the actual currency, the price of actual other assets against those currencies such as precious metals. These guys are just these guys are just I mean, yeah, they've just co-opted the whole system, and then they try and force it with their manipulation, with then their laws that they put in, with the regulations, and yeah, it's all a farce. So no wonder they have the audacity to think that they have the ability to create a magic money tree, because these guys think they are masters of the universe. And I think that there's even a book. I've got a book called that on finance called Masters of the Universe. But anyway. Let's also look at the 10-year. 10-year obviously did stall out, did put in a higher high. So I did put in a high high relative to this high here. But we obviously have got a this is on a closing base. Again, closing basis. We didn't put in a lower low. So we have got pretty much an uptrend here. So do we make higher highs and continue up? You could look at this an ascending broadening wedge. If you wanted to fudge your join a little bit, I won't actually draw it in, but yeah, and that could potentially break to the downside. But yeah, just got to keep an eye on this. I mean, this is basically the range for me. Is this? I mean, just to even round it up a bit more, you could call it just 1.5 to 2. I think we just trade sideways in there, and any move above or below those will then be the next real sort of trending catastrophic move. What else? Oh yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Look at it. I mean, like I said, this was not necessarily the main target. The main target area is down here, and I mean, for all intensive purposes, we do look like we are gonna give it a go. I just wanted to try and sort these lines out, but it appears that and maybe if I just grab that one and then just level that up with it. Yeah, is that right? That looks about right. It looks more right anyway. And here we go. Yeah, I try not to edit any of these things whilst I'm not on the video, just so you guys know. I just never put lines in the things that aren't there already, or levels that aren't there, just so when we see them respected, we know that is what they did. Let's just zoom in back in here, because obviously we hit a 4-hour 9. As you can see, just on it now. So I mean, do we get a pullback into this level? It would look very nice for the charts. It would look very nice, but ultimately, I mean, this is a wide range. This is about a 4% range. So yes, this is, I think, where we will probably see a reversal on the medium term. But yeah, I mean, just crazy. This is just a crazy move, guys. This is just a crazy move. And yeah, I mean, altcoin season it has been ongoing, but I do think we do have potentially quite a lot more to go. We'll have a medium term bounce in this, and then we'll come down again, is what I kind of think. I don't think we're going to come down and go back up and that be it. I think we're going to get a potential move down in Bitcoin. This then get a rally up. Obviously with Ethereum pulling back as well, being the number one proponent for this. And then another go back down, and then yeah, I mean, we could get easily down into the 20%. So yeah, that would be very lucrative in the second stage of the crazy crypto bull market. that we're currently in. Gold, yeah, gold not looking too bad here. Looking to basically go to the moon, but yeah, there is a lot of pressure here. I don't quite understand why this says here 18.44 and it says 18.38 there, but oh well. Silver as well, threatening. I mean, silver will be the one that I'll be looking at if you're looking for a precious metals move. It's the more obvious one. It's the more bullish trend. It's the more obvious pattern. And yeah, this target of it into the $40 is looking good. Is looking good to me. Other than that, stock market's had a nice bounce. Crypto didn't have a nice bounce, but will this move basically be a headwind, a tailwind for Bitcoin? Yeah, quite likely. If we continue this next week and continue onwards and upwards, then yeah, that's great. Remember the magic money tree. That is going to push things like this up as the dollar does come down. So yeah, so other than that, guys, let's have a look at the stochastics. Stochastics, here we go. So yeah, 4 hour, I mean, yeah, flip-flopping around here in the bearish half of this, obviously here. So yeah, still pressure down from the 4 hour realistically. 10 hour, let's wait for the 10 hour to load. Yeah, I mean 10 hour did turn up, but looking like it wants to stay down. 12 hours still coming down, daily still coming down, but daily getting quite low as well now. So eventually if we do get a turn back up and the daily does turn back up with the 10 and 12 hour from lower levels, then yeah, we could be looking at that move up to around 55k. So that is it. That is what I am after. This is the move that I am after. The move from stabilizing around here, those stochastics turning back up, getting us to about 55k, Ethereum getting to 5k, Ethereum Satoshi pairing getting to that target, and then risk off and then sit, and then watch the party commence basically. So yeah, there we go, guys. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. In fact, this is probably not even. This is just like a lot of these videos, just what I'm hoping will happen. But it would, if it did happen, it would look perfectly reasonable and aesthetically pleasing chart movement wise. So that's all we can really base anything off. You look at enough charts, you kind of know how they move. So you can't, not like we don't know how they move, but you get a good idea of how they can potentially move and what would look normal, and that would look kind of normal to me. So yeah, that's what we're going for. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.